Hello viewers, welcome to the episode on Indian paintings. The antiquity of Indian paintings dates back to prehistoric times. Indian paintings portray not only the color and the movement but the expression, elegance and the theme of the contemporary times too. The evolution of Indian paintings through successive centuries are patronized by different dynasties. In this episode, let us try to understand the very evolution of Indian paintings from prehistoric age to modern times. The main objective of learning has been presented under 5 broad categories. They are as follows: rock cut and mural paintings, paintings from 1st century AD to 9th century AD, paintings from 9th century AD to 18th century AD, Rajasthani and Pahari paintings, Mughal, British and modern paintings. Introduction. Painting as an art form dates back to prehistoric cave paintings. The early cultural tradition of tribes, religions, guilds, royal courts and states controlled this craft. Art consisting of representational, imaginative or abstract designs are produced by application of colored paints. The elements of design, that is the line, color, tone and texture, are used in various ways to produce space, movement, light and shades and volume. During early times, painters are considered only as skilled artisans. Over centuries, painters had gained freedom to express their own visual language. Also, they attempted to experiment with new forms, themes, unconventional materials and technique. The tradition of Indian painting is the legacy of several dynasties which ruled India. Most significant among them are Satavahanas, Kushans, Guptas, Kakatiyas, early Western Chalukyas, Bhanjas, Pallavas, Early Pandyas, early Cheras, Rashtrakutas, Imperial Cholas, Hoysalas, Kakatiyas, Vijayanagara rulers, Nayaks, Mughals, Rajasthani and Rajput kings and Deccani kingdoms. Rock cut and mural paintings. The rock cut early paintings. The tradition of paintings dates back to prehistoric times in India. Almost across the subcontinent, we have immense evidences to prove this. For example, rock-cut cave paintings at Mirzapur and Banda in UP, Mahadeva Hills in Bundelkhand, Singanpur in Raigad district and Ballari. Also, wonderful prehistoric paintings are discovered in the rock shelters at Kaimur range, the Lohri cave, the Likunia rock shelter in the Sun Valley, Kapgalu in Bellary district and Edakal cave in Malabar. The prehistoric paintings found on the cave walls depict the cultural life of the primitive people. These paintings are known for their simplicity and sharpness. Indian core, yellow, ochre black, amber and white colors are used. Indian mural painting in caves. Ajanta. The earliest historic painting belongs to Satavahana age. The earliest Ajanta caves belong to this age. The Ajanta cave is located near Jalgaon in Maharashtra. 29 caves belong to the 1st century AD. The walls, pillars and ceilings have the paintings. Scenes. The scenes from the life of Buddha, Jataka tales and legends from his previous births are painted. They contain floral and animal motifs too. They exhibit the themes of Mahayanism and Hinayanism. The kings and queens are painted with royal outlook besides dancers, musicians, hunters, professionals and common folks. The religious ceremonies are painted which stand testimony to the way of life and custom of that age. Birds, flowers, animals and trees are drawn in a beautiful way. Thus, Ajanta is an abode of quality painting. Paintings from 1st century AD to 9th century AD. Kushana Paintings, 1st to 3rd AD. The Kushans are the most powerful rulers after Sangas in north. Under them, a distinct school in northwestern frontier with a common link of Indian, Greco-Roman and Iranian elements emerged. For the Kushana period, there is no proper specimen from India proper. Dandan Oilig painting. This painting from Dandan Oilig is an excellent specimen for this period. The woman rising from the lotus pool after bath and the painting of Shiva with 3 heads is appealing. Also, a painting of Buddha from Balavasta is the most interesting of representations of Buddha from anywhere in the world. The Age of Guptas, 4th to 6th century AD. As you know, the Gupta emperors were great patrons of art and literature. Let me quote some interesting examples. Bagh Caves. The Bagh Caves located in Madhya Pradesh contain paintings of the Guptas. Of the 9 caves, the most important are caves 2, 4 and 5. Though Bagh Cave paintings are mostly lost, caves 4 and 5 preserve some of them. The walls of all the 9 caves have paintings. In cave number 1, Bodhisattva Padmapini is painted effectively. Several scenes from Jatakas are also depicted. These paintings have secular themes and the expressions are unique. Ellora. At Ellora in Maharashtra, in the temples dedicated to Indra Sabha, Lankeshwara, Kailasa, etc., mural paintings are available, but they are in ruins. The panels at Kailasa temples is quite captivating. The paintings are available in the ceilings of the 2nd story. The painting reveals the homage of minor deities of Lord Shiva. Another picture shows the Garuda mount occupied by Vishnu and Lakshmi. In another panel, we see the procession of Saiva devotees. Shiva riding on a bull is captivating. Some of the paintings are associated with Jains. White, red, yellow and black are the colors prominently used. Vakatakas, 4th to 6th century AD. The Vakatakas succeeded Satavahanas in Deccan. The Vakataka paintings are assigned to 4th to 6th century AD. Some of the best specimen of this age comes from Ajanta. The mode of painting at Ajanta is the tempera and the materials used are simple. The painter at Ajanta treated natural scenes, themes of flora and fauna, the dazzling magnificence of royal court and simplicity of rural life. The paintings completely cover the walls, pillars and ceilings at Ajanta. They constitute a grand gallery of Buddhist art illustrating scenes from the life of Buddha besides the Jataka tales, floral and animal motifs. The descent of Buddha from heaven, his different forms and representation of Buddha with his begging bowl before his son Rahula and Yasodhara, etc. are quite astonishing. The Western Chalukyas, 6th century AD to 8th century AD. The Vakatakas are succeeded by the Western Chalukyas in Deccan. The painting of Badami are the best specimen and the earliest in Brahmanical temples. In the fragmentary Badami painting, a large panel represents a scene in the palace. It is the scene of the king seated and witnessing a dance and music performance. It is such an excellent work of the painters. The orchestra is also painted. Many princes with crowns are sitting on the ground, the flying Vidyadharas from a separate and attractive panel. This apart, the betrothal of Shiva and Parvati is a wonderful specimen. The Varaha panel and other panels prove the beauty and grace of painting. The Pallavas of Kanchi, 7th to 9th century AD. The Pallavas of Kanchi represents an early dynasty in South India. They ruled Tondai Mandalam, keeping Kanchi as their capital. They were also great patrons of painting. Pallava monarch Mahendravarman is also hailed as Vichitra Chitta, Chitrakarapuli, Matta Vailasa, etc., was a great patron of art. Rajasimha Pallava constructed the Kanchi Kailasanatha temple in 7th century AD. The painting in this monument gives us the splendid examples of the Pallava phase of painting. The Mamandur cave temple of Mahandeva Varman II contains early Pallava paintings. At Pannamalai temple also there are traces of Pallava paintings. The picture of a beautiful goddess at Pannamalai, the remains of a princely figure and the Somaskanda figure in the Kailasanatha temple at Kanchipuram are some excellent specimens of Pallava art. The early Pandyas, 7th to 9th century AD. The early Pandyas adopted the ideas of Pallavas in architecture, sculpture and painting. The Tirumalapuram cave paintings are the earliest assigned to the Pandyas. Most of the paintings in this cave are obliterated. The few which remain there exhibit the dexterity of the painter. They cover the ceilings and pillar brackets. Figures such as swan, duck, lotus, etc. are painted. A hunter carrying a wild boar is an excellent specimen of Pandyan art of their early period. Sittanavasal paintings. The paintings at Sittanavasal are the best examples of classical art. The ceiling of the cave contains a picture of a magnificent lake with buffaloes, geese and fish frolicking amidst lotuses in bud and bloom. They are known for their delicacy of ceiling painting. The figures of the king and queen are displayed in an excellent form. The coiffure of the dancers, the facial expressions, the dancing pose etc. are quite appealing and attractive. The Rashtrakutas, 8th to 10th century AD. In the 8th century under Dandi Durga, the Rashtrakutas rose to prominence and power. The Kailasanatha temple at Ellora was the work by his son Krishna I. It is undoubtedly a unique monument in the Deccan. The paintings at Ellora cover the ceilings and walls of the mandapa, contain the Rashtrakuta paintings. The figures of animals, the floral designs and birds are depicted in an excellent form. The Nataraja panel is one of the most beautifully preserved panels at Ellora. The flying Vidyadharas are depicted in a superb way. The color patterns and figures depicted are beyond comparison. The Jain caves towards the end also have paintings in the ceilings and walls. They have decorative patterns with exuberant floral, animal and bird designs which are marvelous. They are mostly assigned to the period of Rashtrakuta ruler Krishna I. Paintings from 9th century AD to 18th century AD. The Imperial Cholas, 9th to 13th century AD. As you know, down south, the Imperial Cholas are great temple builders. They patronized all the branches of fine arts including painting. The rulers of the Vijayalaya Chola line were eminent builders and patrons of art. At places like Narthamalai and Malayadipati etc., we have the fragments early Chola paintings. The dancing figure of Kali and Gandharvas are seen in Vijayalaya Choleshwaram temple at Narthamalai. However, the Brihadishwara temple at Tanjavur is a great treasure house of the art of early Chola painter. The paintings available around the central shrine of this temple reveals a new phase of South Indian paintings. We notice a regular picture gallery of early Chola art. This apart, on the western side wall, there is a huge panel with a Shiva as Yoga Dashina Murti, calmly watching the dance performance of the Apsaras. There are people playing musical instruments such as drum, hand drum and cymbals. The Saivite saints like Sundara and Cheraman Perumal are also shown below, riding on a horse and elephant respectively. This apart, the marriage scene of Sundara is also depicted. A dancing figure of Nataraja is also seen. Some miniature feminine figures are also painted on the opposite wall. In the whole northern wall, the theme relating to Tripurantaka is painted. The entire panel of painting is a great masterpiece of Chola art. The paintings in the Brihadishwara temple constitute the most valuable document of the early Chola paintings. The paintings in the Tanjore temple is a standing monument of the Chola contribution to painting. The Chola paintings reveal to us the lifestyle, the grandeur and the culture of the Chola times. The Hoysalas, 11th to 13th century AD. Hoysalas were a dynasty of rulers in western Mysore. Their ancient capital was Dorasamudra. It must be noted that examples of architectural and sculptural specimens are available in plenty, but unfortunately examples of paintings are very few. Though Hoysalas are known for their splendid sculptural wealth, traces of paintings are very rare. At Moodbidri we notice the traces of Hoysala mural paintings. They are painted in the form of large palm leaf manuscripts. The central paintings on these leaves are the Tirthankara Mahadeva. The painters have given importance to artistic qualities. The borders in these manuscripts reveal great taste and elegance. Despite innumerable floral patterns, there is no repetition anywhere. Kakatiyas of Warangal, 11th to 13th century AD. They were originally the feudatories of Western Chalukyas. In the art tradition, they followed the late Western Chalukyas of Kalyani. They are great Shiva devotees. Their famous temples are from Warangal, Palampet, Anamkanda, Tripurantakam, Machela, etc. The Tripurantakam temple is the best specimen for a study of the Kakatiya paintings. The Vijayanagara, 14th to 17th century AD. Established during 14th century, it became a predominant power in the southern peninsula. Vijayanagar Empire is known for its cultural superiority. On the models of Cholas and Pandyas, they were devoted to sculpture, art, architecture and painting. Innumerable temples of this period contain several specimens of paintings. For example, the Virupaksha temple. The procession of Vidyaranya, the spiritualist responsible for the establishment of the Vijayanagara rule, is a masterpiece in painting. The Nayaks, 17th to 18th century AD. The Nayaks were the feudatories of the Vijayanagar rulers. After the fall of Vijayanagar, the Nayaks were divided into Nayaks of Tanjore, Madurai, Senji, Ikkeri, etc. All of them were lovers of art. The Nayak paintings available in Tanjavur over the Chola paintings at Brihadishwara temple are significant due to their decorative elements. There are Jain panels at Kanchi and Tiruparuthi Kundram, besides places like Tiruvellur, Tiruvannamalai, Tiruvariyur, Tiruvalanjuli. They have paintings associated with Shiva. At Chidambaram, a magnificent series of paintings are available. They are illustrating the stories of Bhikshadana and Mohini, legends of Saiva saints and scenes from Ramayana and Mahabharata. Several mural paintings representing Nayak period are available at Madurai. Scenes from Tiruvilayadal Puranam are painted in the form of pictures. They are found at the Meenakshi Amman temple within its premises. The Vasanta Mandapa of Algarakoil too has Nayak paintings. It must be noted that conventionalization set in during the Vijayanagara period is continued. Rajasthani painting, 16th to 19th century AD. The Rajasthani school of art is a natural outcome of a long sequence of art tradition. The Rajasthani school was popular and renowned for its miniatures. They occupy several art galleries of India and in world in large numbers. Several large-size drawings and cartoons of that period show that it was primarily a mural art. Mural paintings. The palaces of Jodhpur and Udaipur too exhibit those large mural paintings. The major theme of them are Rasa Leela and the love of Radha and Krishna. The Rajasthani art was slightly influenced by the Mughals to some extent. The Rajput paintings were more in tune with throbbing life and simple. It has direct appeal to the peasant and common folk. They are sublime in theme and universal in appeal. They are deeply religious and mystic. Emotions in men, bird and breast, both animate and inanimate objects are also portrayed. The deer, the dove, the peacock, the cows, calves, monkeys, trees and creepers are depicted in an excellent manner. The lovely brooks, moisture-laden clouds, showering raindrops, etc. are painted in a superb manner. The lovers in separation and union are also painted. Nature. The rain and spring are magnificently represented. The outlook and genius of the Rajasthan painters was a renowned one. The artist individualized himself and put his stamp by inscribing his name. The Rajasthani and Pahari artists exactly followed and produced some of the loveliest creations. Pahari paintings. The Rajput rulers from Delhi, Mahoba, Ajmer and others during Mughal invasion took refuge in Pahari region and desert region of Rajasthan. The beloved themes are Krishna, Rama besides scenes of emotion and nature. The Pahari painters accepted the gods and deities as companions in this world, so their paintings centered around the lifestyle figures. Sub-schools. Various sub-schools of Rajasthani painting are from Mewar, Budi, Jaipur, Bikaner and Jodhpur adopted the traditional art. The Mandu school, Jain school of Gujarat, the Mewar school were all influenced by Mughal painting. The pointed nose, large eyes, etc. are certain specific features of Rajasthani mode. Brown and red colors are used. The painters of Kishangarh school adopted mango-shaped oblique-like Radha and Krishna. The Natavardha school is known for its religious sentiment. The Pahari branch has its most graceful paintings in Kangra, Guler, Chamba, Nurpur, Garhwal and Jammu schools. Let me observe that Rajasthani and Pahari paintings are closely knit by affinities that make them almost a single major school. Mughal and British paintings. Paintings of Mughal period. Babur's conquest at the Battle of Panipat in 1526 ushered the era of Mughals in India. Although Babur and his son Humayun were both patrons of art, it Humayun's son Akbar who is generally credited with developing the characteristic Mughal style. Patrons. Akbar recruited artists from far and wide. His artistic endeavour first centered on the production of illustrated manuscripts, but later the scope was broadened into portraiture and the glorification of everyday events. Akbar's son Jahangir also patronized painting, but he preferred portraiture. His fascination with natural science resulted in a vibrant legacy of paintings of flowers and animals. Themes and forms. The source of Mughal painting was Persian. Mughal painting is distinctive but Indian. It has the flavor of the Persian but retains the inborn charm of Indian tradition. The Mughal rulers made a distinctive contribution in the field of Indian painting. They introduced new themes, new colors and new forms. Mughal painting was primarily executed as miniatures on a full page. It reflected the personality of the successive rulers. Its subject matter was drawn increasingly from official life. Portraits are its most significant contribution. Mughal painting reached its climax during Jahangir's time. He laid more emphasis on portrait painting than the book illustration. Mughal art started as an art of illustration, excelled in portraiture, and in the end it became rather a weak expression of life around in pictorial terms. Paintings during British period. The traditional Indian art declined and received a setback with the establishment of British rule. The European oil paintings took a place of frescoes and miniatures. The government art schools at Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai taught Western style and technique. Raja Ravi Verma of Kerala distinguished himself in the European style of painting. However, a revivalist movement started after a century. The pioneer and head of this new revivalist school was Abanindranath Tagore. This came to be known as Bengal School of Art or Calcutta School of Art. It was traditionalist in theme and nationalist in inspiration. Paintings of modern period. The modern school of painting in India was pioneered by Gaganendranath Tagore, Jamini Roy, Rabindranath Tagore and Amrita Shergill. It integrated the Indian traditions with Western style. This school got impetuous after independence. Let me conclude that the genre of Indian paintings is infinite by its variety, theme, richness, charm and appeal. Its very elegance and form of expression is a class by itself. You can trace the cultural advancement of India along with the evolution and progress of Indian paintings. You can picturize not only the fabulous cultural heritage of India, but admire the innate aesthetic beauty too, as it is reflected in the long tradition of Indian painting. Indian paintings always remain as a tour de attraction of not only for domestic but international tourists also. Thank you.